have an exam or an assessment task coming up that you want to study for, or you want to boost your results in a particular subject and you decide to go home or go to the library or wherever it is you like to study and sit down and dedicate a portion of time to actually studying for that subject. What I find time and time again is that students actually don't know how to study from home effectively. So in today's video, I want to give you some of my top tips from how to actually study. So if you're keen to see that, grab yourself a cuppa, let's get into the video. Okay, first things first, you need to have a designated study space, and it needs to be an effective study space that actually is organized in such a way that it promotes effective study. Now, if you want to see some of my top tips on how to create and cultivate that perfect study space, I do have a video that I will link down below. Now, once you've got your study space set up, the first thing that you actually want to do is determine what it is you're going to study. So a strategy that I like to do is called a brain dump. On just a scrap piece of paper, I like to write down all of the things, big, small, like time consuming, needs to be done right now and inconsequential, and jot them all down and dump them onto a piece of paper. And then from that like massive list of stuff, I actually will get a highlighter and start highlighting and color coding what are the ones that are really going to move the needle. What out of all these things that you could possibly do is actually going to have the biggest impact. Now you have weeded out the things that are just going to kind of take up and waste your time from the things that are actually going to help you learn and grow and be more effective. So now I've thought of some of the things that I could do to help me study. I want to dedicate a particular chunk of time. Now, I recommend setting a timer for 25 to 30 minutes, no more than that, because you do start to lose a little bit of focus. The Pomodoro method suggests doing 25 minutes and then a 5-minute break, and that's a really good strategy. I do have some 25 and 50-minute study with me sessions that I'll also link if you want to check them out and get motivated to study with me. But set yourself a good chunk of time, and during that 25 minutes, remove all distractions and just focus on one of the jobs on that list. Okay, my next tip is to develop a couple of different study strategies and to figure out what strategy or what style best suits your preferred mode of learning. Now, I do have a couple of different videos on this that kind of go into a bit more depth, but think about things like mind maps, brainstorm, flashcards, Cornell notes, pretty notes, really just like a scribble page, whatever it might be, listening to lectures or podcasts, having a study group where you can talk about things. There are a range of different ways that you can actually study, and you need to think about what ways that you actually learn best and tailor your study strategies to suit that learning style. My final two tips are, number one, don't just think that once the exam or assessment task's over, it is fine for you to chuck out your notes. You never know when you're going to need these things again, and there might be someone, a friend or a sibling in a grade below you that could benefit from having them once you're done, if you are kind enough to share with people. And then my second tip is to remember to take breaks and have balance. So if you do set yourself a 25-minute or a 50-minute timer, don't forget to take that 5 or 10 minutes off afterwards to have a little bit of a brain break, and then sort of get yourself back into the mindset if you need to come back and do more study. Don't just sort of sit there for 3 hours on end. It's not really a productive way to study, and chances are after a certain amount of time, if you just keep going, you'll probably lose track and start multitasking or being distracted, which is really not effective as a study strategy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and please list some of your at-home study strategies or tools down below. And if there are any other study or school-related videos that you want me to create, please leave a comment so that I know. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.